Hello, my name is Miri Malkin. I'm certified hypnotherapist, coach, and emotion, body, and belief code practitioner. Today, I have Helena Jehnichen here with me, and Helena is a certified emotion code practitioner and also certified hypnotherapist. We're going to talk about the emotion code and how it can support people on their journey to weight loss, and specifically with people who are struggling to lose weight. So thank you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk about a subject that I absolutely love.
Yeah. So let's start. And why do so many people struggle with this issue, even when they are trying their best to fix it?
Well, many people find that problems like weight loss, carb cravings, sugar cravings, food cravings, even lack of motivation are often there's something deeper going on. Many people use willpower to power through, to diet, not to eat the sugar, the carbs, using willpower, telling themselves that they should exercise and move their bodies. But issues are deeper for many people, and there's habits that are connected to emotions and past experiences. So if those emotional patterns aren't addressed, people can feel stuck and they'll find themselves repeating the same thing over and over again, the same habits, the same behaviors, the same reactions. So when we work with the emotional side of the problem or the issue, change becomes much easier.
Right? So we are talking about the emotional patterns. So with the emotional patterns, do you often see connected? Sorry. So what about the emotional patterns do you often see connected to the issue?
The emotional patterns that I see to specifically weight issues is ones that are emotions that are kind of like stuck in the body, in the nervous system. And these stuck emotions have a kind of vibration. And that vibration is attracting things like the sugars, the carbs, and it's repelling things like moving their body, exercising, things like that. So the patterns that I see are people are feeling frustrated, irritated, they're procrastinating. They might even be feeling shame or embarrassment about their current weight situation. So we address all those and more in my weight loss program.
So this is very interesting, and I know we are a little bit off the topic here, but if someone is struggling, what should they look for in order for them to know that there is an emotional issue?
um, Patterns repeating over and over and over again, and feelings. So when they're saying something like, I should be dieting, I shouldn't be buying the potato chips, I should be ordering the salad instead of the French fries in the restaurant. So these are signals that they know what to do to release the weight, but yet they seem helpless and
Mm,
hopeless
yeah.
to actually make the changes, make the decisions. They're in a almost like in an indecision, and they're unable to go ahead and do the thing that they want to do on a sustained, repeatable, long-term basis.
Right. So how much of this issue is actually resides or happening in the subconscious level uh, rather than the conscious level?
Mhm. So in hypnotherapy and also in the emotion code, we talk about the two different parts of our mind, the conscious part of the mind and the subconscious part of the mind. The conscious mind, it's said that it's like 5%, maybe 10% of our everyday awareness. It's the part that uses willpower. So you have to remember not to snack, not to buy that junk. Remember to work out or exercise. But the rest of the mind is the subconscious, and the subconscious is sort of underground. People aren't very much aware of it, but it's the part that drives the habits and the behaviors, the repetition. It stores our memories, our emotions. It's where the energy of those experiences, the energy of their future, it's all there in the subconscious part of the mind.
Right. So how does the emotional state of the person actually affect what's happening physically in their body?
Well, It's very interesting that a person who is feeling, let's say, sadness, depression, anxiety,
Hmm.
also might be experiencing things in the body physically. They might feel their heart fluttering, pounding. They might feel their stomach knotting and getting tight. They might feel, frustration coming up in neck tension, things like that. So yeah, the body is storing and trying to communicate that something is going on at a deeper level.
So before you mentioned trapped emotions, um, what are they and how can they influence someone's life or health, or in this case, the weight?
Yes. So I have a lemon here. I let my clients, I give this idea. So if you can imagine this lemon is a ball of energy, and it's a ball of emotions. And this ball of emotions, let's say we're a young teenager in high school, and some boy maybe made a comment, and either you were uncomfortable with that comment, or maybe you were embarrassed by it or something, but you had no way to express it. Maybe that emotion of uncomfortableness or um, embarrassment, shame, shock, whatever it might be, might just get stuck in the physical body as a ball of emotion. And that ball of emotion is just sitting in your system, and it didn't get what we call processed, it didn't get released. So that's the idea with the emotion code. We go find the emotion we may need to explore as to the experience, and then we find it. And then, most importantly, with the emotion code, we release it. So it goes away. And we do it without very much talking at all. It's quite magnificent.
So how those trapped emotions um, actually, so I understand now what is trapped emotions, but how are those trapped emotions actually affecting the physical body? What are they causing? Why, because of those trapped emotions, one gets stuck on the weight loss journey?
So imagine if you had a whole bunch of experiences, a whole bunch of emotions from your entire life, and maybe you've observed things. Maybe been a family member, a mom, a sister, an aunt who was struggling with weight or something, and as you're seeing that, as you're experiencing it, as you're hearing about it, they just these all these things are now in your unconscious, subconscious part of the mind, and they're in the body. And when they're in the body, can you imagine having them trapped around your stomach, and they're around this digestive system, and your digestive system now is not feeling calm or safe or secure. And when you go eat something, maybe even it just doesn't get processed properly. And so now you've been holding on to food a lot longer. And that's going to affect, your colon, your intestines, waste material, and so forth. It's amazing how well our bodies are amazing. And when they're functioning optimally, then we're able to experience wonderful health.
Yeah. So how do, like, when you work with someone, how do you determine which of those trapped emotions, are contributing to the individual's problem?
So I developed a protocol. So when I work with my clients, we work together 4 times. And it depends on if the person wants to do some extra hypnosis, then we have a little longer session. But if not, I follow the protocol, meet 4 times to start. And sometimes that's enough for people. But I ask the body if there's anything blocking, stopping them from achieving their own ideal body shape and size. Everyone has a different idea of what their own ideal body shape and size is. And then, as we're asking the questions and we're finding and we're releasing, a week later, people come back and they give me feedback. How was their week? What did they notice? What are they stopping eating? What are they adding to eat? Are they moving their body and so forth? And then we go from there. So there is a protocol to follow.
That's so basically you have a structured process that you are following.
Mhm.
And with this process, you are helping people by determining exactly what is blocking and stopping them from
Mhm.
achieving their ideal body shape. And
Yes,
then you release it for them.
I do. So in the emotion code training, we have a chart. It's quite widely available. It has 60 negative emotions on there, but I follow questions. There's many questions to ask when you do the training, the certification to become an emotion code practitioner. There's a lot more to learn and to ask, so we can get to deeper levels. There's Mary, there's questions about trapped emotions, there's hidden emotions, there's even emotions that we can inherit or even absorb from other people. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. So it's very extensive process that you're going through with the person you work with. And then what happens after you release those emotions?
So after I find and I release those emotions for the person, they may feel lightness. Many clients take a breath and they release, their shoulders come down, they get clarity, they feel calm. And after the session, what we call processing, it can take different forms. Some people shed a tear or two. It's like a release. Some people laugh and giggle. Some people want to take a nap. Some people have so much energy that they want to go out for a walk or do something. It's different for each individual person. But whichever it happens for you, however you process the emotion, just know it's gentle and it's short. So the processing doesn't last a long time, especially with the method that I use.
So what happens to the pattern? First of all, sorry, I put like out of curiosity, I put two questions together. I want to first say that it's amazing that it doesn't take too much to process, because we think that sometimes it can take too long, but with the protocol that you developed, it doesn't. And this is, I think, fantastic. And I'm just wondering, curious about what happens to the pattern they presented before the session.
So the pattern just seems to dissolve. It's like an ice cube getting warm. It just kind of melts and then eventually evaporates. So the patterns, let's say you are going grocery shopping and you always seem to find yourself down the potato chip aisle. Just imagine going through the checkout and there's no potato chips in your grocery order. That's a shift in a pattern. And perhaps when you get home and you're not even looking for potato chips, like, where's my potato chips? I need my potato chips. And you maybe are now looking, going, hey, I'm a little bit hungry. I think I'm going to prepare myself some veggies and cut them up so I can just nibble on those if I'm feeling hungry. Mm.
That's interesting for someone who bought like usually regularly bought potato chips, and now they don't even buy any. This is a big change, right?
This
What
is a
other
big change.
changes and what other changes can someone expect after the sessions with you? Maybe the first,
Mm.
maybe the fourth, I don't know.
Yeah. So one of the things that people tell me is consistently, regardless of what we work on, they're sleeping. They find that themselves are sleeping better. Some other things are relationships may improve. So that's in family situations. It could be a work situation, could be in a friendship situation. Imagine if you had some trapped emotions about going to your local gym. Are you going to go to the gym if you're feeling some hesitation or whatever it might be, whatever the emotion might be? Imagine if that hesitation goes away and you can go to the gym with confidence and feeling good and feeling proud. That
That
would
would
be a
be
huge
amazing.
shift.
Yeah. So I know that you work a lot with weight loss through hypnotherapy, through emotion code, and you have really fantastic success with that. So, what is the biggest misconception that people have about it?
The biggest misconception is that they're going to have to diet, that they'll have to be so strict with themselves. Many people that come to me, they've tried to lose weight for a number of years. They've maybe gone up and down and nothing quite works. So their expectation is that, yes, this is going to be suffering. I'm going to have to eat, like a bird. I'm not going to be allowed that and not allowed this. And I'm going to have to move my body, 40 hours a week. So the biggest misconceptions is that it's going to be hard. when we release the emotions, the interference, decisions become easier and they feel right, they feel gentler, and they're easy to do. So that's the number one thing people tell me is I ask them, so do you feel like you're on a diet? No, actually, I just feel calm about life.
That's amazing. That when
Mm.
someone is coming with a problem and can just feel calm about life, that's an amazing shift that is already happening. And yeah, you're right. The misconception is that I don't like, yeah, that you need to diet and it's going to be hard and you need to exercise and you need to restrict yourself and all of that. So what you're doing is fantastic. So with that, what would you say to someone who feels stuck?
For someone who's feeling stuck, I would invite them to go visit my website. I have a whole page dedicated to the emotion code. And there I answer some common questions. There's even a few extra videos that go explain the process. I talk about the 7 keys to the emotion code process. I find that education is really, I love doing the education piece because when people understand more about what's going on, they feel better prepared and even more open
Yeah.
to allowing something like this modality, the emotion code, to help them find a new way forward.
So my last question is, what can you say to someone who wants to come with you and doesn't understand how it works, in a sense that how do they meet you, how do they contact you, how many, like you said, 4 sessions, but how are they done? Can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
Certainly. Um, I have an online calendar, so people can go take a look at my calendar. They can see all of the different types of programs that I offer. Weight loss is one area that I specialize in, there's others. And when they find the kind of program that they want, they do have the option of booking a complimentary 15-minute consultation. And that consultation, it might be done on the phone, it might be done via Zoom, but that 15-minute consultation, I get to answer any specific questions that they might have. Plus, they get to meet me. They really, you know, they, how do I say this? Do we match? Do we match energetically? Am I someone that they are going to feel comfortable with? Because the work that we're doing, it can become quite vulnerable. People are sharing something, especially when it comes to weight, issues or thoughts or beliefs, ideas, fears that they might be even not being honest with other people in their life with. So, yeah, so you book the 15-minute consultation. Let's have a chat. Let's find out if we're a good match. And then I can help them choose which program's right for them. Then we meet via Zoom, via FaceTime, and I even meet clients via telephone. Yeah, just telephone.
What about emails? Can they email you and have a session?
The email is good for people that I've already worked with.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've already established a rapport, we have an understanding, and so that is a possibility. But mostly, I really enjoy meeting the person in like on the phone or on video because it's a two-way street. It's energy moving back and forth.
Right. Thank you so much. This was an eye opener, and I think it can help so many people understanding that there is another way, that most people didn't even think about, didn't consider, to lose weight, to have the best body they can have, and do it easily with calm,
Yeah.
while working with you. So
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was wonderful to share.